Hi guys, I'm Trojan, and you're watching Gaming Hexa. And in particular today, as you can see, it is Space Engineers. Back to Space Engineers. I've taken a little break recently from Space Engineers. I've been looking into other things, medieval engineers and things like this. I haven't done any videos of medieval engineers at the moment. I thought I'd get back into Space Engineers while there's been a flurry of updates that have added some cool stuff. So there seems to be a bit more content now to show off. So we're going to try and touch on a few of those things in this Let's Play. So you can see I've already I've only just loaded the world and sort of gone to the closest asteroid here. I saw this uranium and I thought, oh, that's a good place to start. So I just parked up in here, away from the meteor showers, and I started deconstructing the ship. Just thought I'd skip that bit for you guys because watching people do that 100 times over can be a bit tedious. Basically, I thought with the new round blocks and the new shape blocks, we could get some nice cool designs of some sort of interior station thing going on. And then I thought a bit further along those lines, and I thought, well, instead of having like a station, we could use the entire interior of the asteroid. I'm sure it's been done before by people, but I just thought it's easy to come in and spawn into a station, and you think to yourself, you could be inside the station and be like, oh well, alright, I'm inside a station, but and you won't exactly know what the environment the station is in, whether it's in space or whether it's on the side of an asteroid or inside an asteroid, until you come out of the station and have a good look around. So I thought, instead of like it being like that, we could have these massive openings here, sealed off and protected, some sort of automated gates anywhere we find a hole, like here as well, even these tiny ones, get them all sealed off eventually, and have like open platforms or like modular sort of rooms dotted around openly throughout the asteroid. So like down here could be an area for sleeping quarters, and then over here would be actually like just a platform that comes out to dock on. Nothing enclosed, all within the asteroid itself, but open plan, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to stop waffling on about it. I've already started on a structure over here to just to give myself some sort of idea of how I'm going to do it, and I have also started stripping down the ship, which I don't normally do. If anyone's watched any of my previous survival series on Space Engineers, they'll know that what I tend to do normally, which I could have done this time but I just fancied a change, was strip down my ship until I have the components to build a couple of merge blocks, and then I just merge the ship to the asteroid itself, and then there you go, I have an instant platform, which is then actually in terms of the game is considered a station as soon as I merge it to the merge block that I've created on the asteroid. That's the quick-ish way of doing it. Like I said, I just fancied a change, mix it up a bit, do it differently. Excuse me. I'm just going to get the materials here. I need to start fleshing out the platform I've started to build. Oh, don't you go away. There's a couple of mods I've got running at the moment. My usual ones that people and I like to use, like Azimuth Industries Mega Mod Pack, which I think is still very awesome, and a couple other ones like to do the spacesuits and just the normal things. You'll see them as we go along. I keep turning off my jetpack thinking there's going to be gravity, but there's not. Also, I've really excited to try a few of the new updates, new to me anyway, because I haven't really played Space Engineers in a few weeks, believe it or not. So I need to get back into it. I'm excited to try the new sorting in inverted commas blocks, the new conveyor block that they've introduced. I've been waiting for something like that in game for ages. We've had mods that run scripts to do with sorting your inventories out, but I really think there could be some cool sort of mechanics in place with regards to this new block they've have, which basically can determine the direction of a particular type of material or materials you want to move along a system that you've built, which I think is really cool. So we're going to have a look at that, and that's going to be a massive part, because what I want to do eventually is have like different inventories on different platforms, and then these being sorted by themselves. Like, so I'm not going to have all the building equipment that I need in the living quarters. That's going to be diverted to the, let's say, the ship hangar, which will be a large area, open platform near one of these big openings. That's the idea anyway, and I think there can be some cool concepts put into play there if we get round to it. I stop talking about it and get on with it. Sorry, bad habit of mine. I'll try my best not to bore. Although I'm sure, watching someone grind away at a ship can be quite tiresome and tedious. I am also, I think one of the things that has sort of kept me away, not kept me away, but not had me as interested at the moment in Space Engineers, although I do really, this is my favourite game like to date, is there's been all this hype around the sort of them possibly, if you follow on the Twitter, Space Engineers on Twitter and Medieval Engineers on the Twitter, and like, how do I put it, planets possibly, although it has been already sort of addressed that they wouldn't actually be planets, they'd be more like asteroids, large asteroids, but possibly with oxygen and gravity, and then it brings up the whole issue of how does the player then, what sort of, how do you play in that environment? Like, we've been used to playing in space with our suits on, and it's just basically game balancing, how they're going to make it work, so people don't get tired of it, and there's still the core reasons why you play the game in the first place are still there, and it doesn't change too much. But not just that, but AI also. This is why I've been following a lot of the stuff they've been doing on Medieval Engineers, because it is another team that are working on Medieval Engineers, if I can say it, blah blah blah. But they, as far as I'm aware, they're sharing a lot in terms of resources, even though it's two separate teams working on two separate games, just the same company. A lot of the mechanics that they've been working on in Medieval Engineers will find their way across to Space Engineers, so that is going to be really interesting. There is already things that they do in Medieval Engineers with regards to the building process and stuff that I would love to see in Space Engineers. One of them being the compound building. I'm pretty sure we can't do that in Space Engineers, although I have not actually tried because it wasn't a concept familiar to me until Medieval Engineers. Anyone who doesn't know what the compound building is, who you might not play Medieval Engineers, it's basically, if I was to build a window here, with the flat part of the window out here on this edge and this space empty, anyone who plays Space Engineers knows that I cannot build now in this square. Even though the pane of glass starts out here on this edge, the box that is empty here is unusable because that window is considered to take up the whole block, even though it only used part of it. Now in compound building, in Medieval Engineers, if you were to build a window here, or any type of block like a flat wall or something here, although you can't build in this box here by just trying to place an item here, but if you hold Alt or press Z to toggle on and off compound building, I can then place as many items as I want, items or other blocks, inside that block. And I just think that completely opens up the game from a builder designing concept point of view, to a whole crazy list of things that you can do now. Now if that was in Space Engineers, and I'm going to feel really stupid if I try to do it later and I can do it, then that would just be a game changer for me. It sounds very simple, and it is simple, but it would make a massive difference. And I think a lot of people who play Space Engineers who have moved across, or who also play excuse me, medieval engineers and space engineers, have probably already thought of that or considered that, like how interesting that would be if they would just move that simple mechanic across to space engineers. I don't know if it's possible, but from what I've seen, the space engineer user interface, let's say, from the graphic sort of user interface to the actual certain mechanics of the game, it just seems to be a copy paste from space engineers to medieval engineers. And obviously, though that's not entirely true, it does seem like a lot of things have been borrowed from space engineers, so I don't see if it would be hard to then port that back the other way to space engineers. I think that was the general idea when they started medieval engineers anyways, that it would they would then sort of take a lot of the ideas that they learned and a lot of processes that they learned in making the medieval engineers and bring them back to space engineers. Right, where are we? So this is my general idea here, was this this is where I'm going to put my medical bay in that for now and get some power running. That is the other thing, the power transfer between these. I don't want to have like a different reactor on every platform. I'm going to have to figure out a way to move the power around. But this is the basic idea at the moment. I'm just going to try and get it just looking like it's not a scaffolding. It looks like I'm actually going to have to dig some flaming oh look, 15% energy. Oh, let's sort that out. And I'm looking, oh god, I'm moving my ship. I didn't mean to do that. I'm looking fairly bland at the moment, as you can see. I might change my suit. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do now, because I can't be not fashionable whilst flying about in space. Now, who do I want to be today? Let's see. These are the only ones I have. I have the space police. We don't want to be the 5-0 today. No. I can be a pirate, or I can be a NASA engineer, or I can be one of Keen Software House, one of their engineers. NASA combat. Although he looks cool, I think I might just stick to my normal little pirate dude. Yeah. Hex likes to pirate. Let's see. Where are we at? Right, if I want to make this work, I have to do it quickly. We'll start with this guy here. What do I have on me? Wrong button. I have quite a few things on me. I don't want to be weighed down. Let's do this quickly. It's funny how as soon as you want to do something quickly, you seem to do everything in slow motion. That's the right way up, isn't it? Yes, it is indeed. Let's get rid of what's in our inventory. That was quick. Well, it'd be interesting to find out what other people think of the relationship between medieval engineers and space engineers. Did I drop anything? No. I am really interested to find out how the two games are going to relate to each other. With regards to shared concepts, let's say, for lack of a better word. Struggling to find the words today. Normally I can't shut up. Boom. Right. Let's quickly... Obviously it's not powered, so I don't know why I'm trying to charge myself up on it. Well, give me my juice. There we go. Rightio. What do we have left? There shouldn't be anything in this cargo container. I think what I'm going to do is... while I'm moving. No, see, now I can't do it that way. This is what I'm going to have to do quickly while I have 100% ish. Get the uranium that I've been making. As you can see, I've got 46 because I have plenty of uranium around me here. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to move this. I have to be quick because I'm going to have to move the cockpit as well, so I can actually, well no, I can always use that to charge, but it's a bit slower. By that I mean the medical bay thingamajig. Right. Small reactor. Right, this is always concerns me, this bit. Where to place the reactor? I want both sides to be accessible, so I'm going to put it on its side like that. Right, usable. Uranium in, perfect. Let's quickly top up again, and then we'll have our... Ooh. Bit of an audio change there. Well, it seems like that to me anyway. Maybe I can just hear it a bit clearer than normal. Not as deaf as I used to be, maybe. Right. Now we're going to move this guy across. That's what you get for building in even numbers. Right, I might just put the cockpit tucked away in the corner for now, because this will all change eventually. Good. Bit of grav. That was close. Bit too close for comfort on the old inventory. So basically this is just me moving equipment across so I can get rid of the spawn ship. It'll be interesting to see the difference in the textures in the models themselves when they do finally start. What they've been promising, you see, is this move over to DirectX 11, like the same as how medieval engineers. Now, I don't currently see. As you can see, that's fairly blocky. I have my settings up quite high, and there's not really a lot of detail. There's as much detail as we need for what its purpose is, but like the gravity generator now, if anyone's been looking at the Twitters and the blogs and the rest of it for Keen Software or Keen House, you'll see the new sort of models and textures they've got lined up for this game. Some of them do look quite spectacular, and they're going to be amazing to be in that environment, make it all that bit more sort of immersive. We don't need a door, but I'm going to put one somewhere for now. We don't need a door because we just keep flying in and out through the roof of the platform. But I guess we'll suffer a door for now. Let's put a door in a building with no access. Here maybe. And this is the other idea I wanted, like sort of like these nests of modules or platforms or whatever, and then sort of catwalks and runways leading to the other modules. I think that's quite a cool idea, if I do say so myself. Rightio. Don't know what I'm doing. There we go. I think while I'm tearing this down, I might get it to build some steel plates for me. This might be a good idea. I should have really started that earlier. Production. Okay. Pretty sure I have iron, and I do. I have plenty of iron, so go to production. That's what I'm doing wrong. Steel plates. Here we will have it because I'm an idiot. I have no power. I have no power. Rightio. Well, I'll tell you what I am going to do. As a quick fix, I'm going to move all the production equipment, including the refinery, across to this platform temporarily, because this is not going to end up being the mining area. And then we'll jump back and we'll see where we're at. Yes, I think that's what we can do. So, hi guys, and welcome back. Right, let's just get straight down to the nitty-gritty and show you what I've been up to in the past fraction of a second. This was the idea I was thinking of, having them connected up by catwalks so that you can still walk across them and they're still conjoined in some sort of way that power can be transferred from one to the other, but they're not part of the same unit. So over here I have the refinery and the assembler set up, and I'm just encasing them at the moment, so just in case someone was to break through, the contents of each particular module would be well disguised, or hidden, and they'd have to actually go in and break in to have a look, which would buy me some time. And of course the other benefit of this is that I could have turrets dotted all around the place, so that literally they would be being attacked from any angle, so that there'd be really no cover and nowhere to hide, which is maybe one of the benefits of having an open plan design like this. But that is yet to be, that's a theory yet to be put into practice. So I'm just tidying this up quickly. Oh, I meant to get some steel plates. As you can see, I've made short work of the respawn ship, so that's actually helped us to build this entire thing as it stands. I've not actually produced any components yet, so this is all from the ship. So it just goes to show, like, with the same resources, what you can do. And I have loads more left in the cargo container, so we'll just go to here. Let me just get rid of those, try and get a few more of them. There we go. I'm not doing a complete weld yet. I'm just doing this to give you the idea that's currently trapped in my head. There would be a doorway here, or here, of some sort. And what I might have to do for that actually is that, make sure this is still accessible from the other side. It is. Like, have a small corridor that goes along this way, so these 2 points, or at least this one, is still accessible. So we will need stairs. These stairs are very long. Do we have shorter stairs? We might. Oh, slope won't quite cut it. You can see this is one of the mods I have installed. This is the S modular cockpit, as you can see over here. I just thought it looked very cool. It makes could make for some really cool designs. Small blocks, large blocks, voxel hands, no. The S thrusters as well. And the signs would come in handy. So, right, you'll have to forgive me. This is Steve's Door Mods by Uncle Steve. That's the reason I wanted that, so I can. Sorry, I'm talking in shorthand. Let me just quickly show you what I mean. I wanted to put the curved block door here, so that I didn't have to put long stairs along here. So I could put long stairs along here. That's what I wanted to do, and the curved block door obviously fits in a lot nicer with that design. So that's the one. And I think that is upside down. Or is that upside down? Let me see how the numbers look on that. That looks like that's the right way up now, I think. I think that looks a lot tidier than what it was. Boom, shalak-lak. Right, where were we? Excuse me. There we go. So then I can put proper stairs there then, which is handy. I think I need interior plates for that, do I? Let's have a look. I do. That's fine. I have a feeling that we don't require a 1G, maybe 0.5 would be enough and would save us on energy, so let me just quickly remedy that. Could probably do that over here. Yeah, we're not bothered because we're nice and safe. Let's just do it from here. Grab generator. Wow, it's all on max. I don't remember doing that. So we would definitely bring that down to even 0.3 for now. We do not require that at all. There we go. Oh yeah, 0.3. Excuse me. Right, that's gonna lower our fuel consumption considerably. We have to be aware of these things. Just making room for some interior plates, which they are. Thank you kindly. And what I'm going to do also is start going around the asteroid at some point and marking with the GPS where the certain materials are on the asteroid. So obviously iron I don't really need to because it is everywhere, but like the uranium as well, smaller things like this. I believe this is cobalt over here. I think it might not be now that I'm looking at it closely. Marking them down with the GPS just so I'm not constantly flying around in circles looking for where what is. And I only think there's a couple of different resources on this asteroid, but that's fine. Let me see, will it work? No, I'll need to cut into this asteroid a bit to make... It's a shame that it won't allow it to clip into the asteroid at least that much, so you could have sort of flush structures. But that's okay, we don't mind. It'll make it look tidier, you know, like I could always just put a block there and that would be okay, but then I'll always be aware that there's that little corner there, and that will bug me. So let's just finish this off. I want to close off the bottom. I wanted right, I don't really need a walkway on that side, but I just need to remember where the connections are for these, for the refinery or the assembler. Either will do, because just so they can draw materials from wherever I decide to put a cargo container that's going to contain ore. And I might even have like maybe conveyors, if I can, running along the bottom of these catwalks. If I have conveyors, then I have the ability to transfer between different modules, resources as well. I did have a little idea for that, but it means doing several things. I was thinking of having a little setup where I have like a connector here, but there'd have to be absolutely zero gravity in these areas. So like it would just be a connector here and a collector there, and it would need the opposite next to each other as well, or somewhere else along the line, so that materials could be transferred backwards and forwards, and they just move along thin air like that. But what it would mean is having a gravity generator for each module, so that I could contain they'd have their own separate sort of gravity fields, so that I could resize them to the size of the module itself. That means a bit more work, but I think I might do that anyway, because I like the idea of having the materials floating between the things. Where is the things underneath? Right, there is none underneath, no connectors underneath, just on the backs. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside. What about on the front? Yeah, that's where we're going to do it. Right there. This is just so I'm not going to do it right now. This is just so in the future I know where I'm going to have my connections. I'll run the conveyor along here like that, a little loop in it there, and then underneath there. I think that's how I'm going to do it. And what I do is I'll stack them that way, up and down, so that everything follows the catwalks. I like that idea. Right, cracking on. So that means I can seal off this edge then, and I won't need a walkway along here. So interesting. Oh, did I miss one there? I did indeed. There we go. Oh, God, these can... Well, they don't always confuse me, these controls, but I always end up fluffing it somehow. There we go. That's what I wanted. Excuse me. Right, so that... excuse me. Right, so that basically does it for the general idea that I have in my head. I hope it piques some interest. I'm hoping that it works out the way I want it to. I won't fill these all in on camera. This is just to give you the general idea of how it's going to shape up, and the general sort of thing that I'm going for. I love the way these doors fit into the curvature of the new round blocks. I think that's awesome. I might try and do a similar thing over here with a different twist on it. And yeah, I hope you guys like it, and if you do, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.